Hello, 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 and welcome back to our Love Lounge, people. Listen, we want to welcome y'all back here to the Love Lounge. Listen, we're here with another amazing episode, but it's a little different. Of course, we're missing our coach Anita on today, but guess what? It's the men's night, so we're gonna do some talking tonight, and we're gonna talk about from different perspectives, different things. So y'all got to deal with the men tonight. We got to deal with the men tonight, but we have an amazing, amazing show for you on tonight. Now, y'all already know our coach is in here. Our very own coach. Coach Albee is in the house. What's going on, Coach Albee?
Hey man, it's good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Now, Coach Albee's going to introduce our next person, our next
Yes.
guest, our friend that is in here. Listen, he's been with us on the Love Lounge, not this season, but he was on last season, but he's back this season. All right, Coach Albee, tell us who with us.
Well, that's right. It is a very special Valentine's Day edition of the Love Lounge, and the fellas have taken over. And who better to join us than a very special gentleman, somebody I love so very much. He is my homie, he is my brother, and truly an amazing friend. I want to welcome to the couch my man, Shane. What's going on, Shane? Welcome.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Glad to be here. Hope I
Hey, welcome. Mm.
give some perspectives, even
Yeah.
though I'm a little touched in the head, but hey, maybe it'll be a good perspective.
Well, you're in good company
Absolutely.
because we're all touched in the head a little bit. So it's all good.
All right.
Yeah. So
I'm a
tell us,
whole
Shane,
lot.
right. So tell us, Shane, what are you sipping tonight?
Actually, I have a very special wine. It
Ooh.
is from a nice little vineyard in California called Ocean Spray. Um, It is a combination of Concord grapes and cranberries. It is very, very delicious. 0% alcohol, zero
Oh,
percent.
that's
Ah,
great.
But you get so messed up on it. Oh my God. Yeah, look.
see, that's that good stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, Melvin
Mhm.
tried to put some in
Yeah.
my cup, but I wanted Everclear. That's what I wanted.
Hey, some
Well,
Everclear wine.
I'm sipping on this is a peach sangria here. So
Ooh.
it is very delicious and I'm
Yeah.
already feeling it. So listen, this is a Q&A edition. We are going to be talking about love and we have a bunch of questions that we'll ask each other. So no telling what's going to be said. So it's sure to be a great show. But yeah, welcome again, Shay.
Absolutely.
And let's give it up to our host, Bishop Q. Bishop Q, I think you always introduce everyone else, but I want to give you your props as well too. As the host with the most, we appreciate you. So, hello, Bishop Q.
Thank you so much. I'm
Well,
so happy to be here. So happy
yeah,
to be here in the
yeah,
Love Lounge. I'm
yeah.
so happy. Listen, y'all, folks. Well, we have an amazing show on tonight, and we're going to talk about some great things, some really, really great things. Like he said, this is some question and answering and things like that. I hope I'm prepared for all the questions. If not, I'm just going to make up something. Trust and believe. So if y'all say bishops are telling lies, mind your business. Maybe I was. I just wouldn't go look like no fool on the camera with these people. So I hope I'm prepared. I hope I'm prepared. I hope I'm prepared. All right. So let's start with this. All right. All right. I think as a man, what are three things do you need most in order to feel love from a partner? What
All
are
right.
three things? Three things. Three things. Now, I don't know if I need to ask this question or let somebody answer it first. Because I'm sitting up here trying to think. It's only three. Hey, but it's
More
a
like
lot of things
seven.
to think
Yeah,
of.
12. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna stick with three. We're gonna stick with three tonight. We're gonna stick with three.
Okay.
Coach Albert, you want to go first?
Okay. So, three things that I need most in order to feel loved by my partner, right? Number one has got to be affection. Like, you know, I mean, if we're going to be in this thing called a love relationship, I gotta feel it. I gotta feel it in my heart, in my soul. Every fiber of my being needs to feel it affectionately. I think secondly would be intentionality. Like, the partner has to make a concerted effort to show up, to be present, to, want to make the relationship work, a willingness to grow together and be together and spend time together. And then lastly would be loyalty. For you to have affection, give me affection and be intentional, but cheating and playing games and playing me like I'm stupid, yeah, that's not going to work. So loyalty has to be a part of that too. Those are my three. What about you,
I
Shane?
like that.
So for me, I think what I meant with a more meta idea of it. So my main three, and like I will say my top three. Number one is communication.
Oh,
I've
yes,
been
of
in plenty
course.
of situations where, grown individuals do not communicate. Secondly, is transparency.
Mm,
Is in a relationship, you have to be open and transparent with your partner in order
mhm,
for things to properly communicate. They kind of go hand in hand. And
mhm.
third on my list, which actually is most likely number one, is honesty.
Oh, yes.
I've
Yes.
dated a lot of liars.
Whole lot.
Well,
Yeah. It's prevalent out here. Yeah.
the tongue opens and it splits in half immediately. It's a forked tongue every time.
Right.
And I think with those three, if those are foundational for me. If you have those as foundations, you really can't the relationship really can't fail in my opinion.
Mhm.
But it does take both halves. It's like one person can be communicative and honest, but not transparent, and then the other one is just transparent. No, both sides need all three,
Mm.
in my
That's
opinion.
true.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's awesome.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, listen, most of y'all said most of the things that I think of, but absolutely communication is one of the greatest things that I go with. Like we and not just communication, but I think that's communication is a two-part thing because I need you to be able to comprehend what we
Mm,
communicating to.
that
So
part.
I need you to comprehend and communicate. So that's definitely one of the things. And I guess I could say, oh gosh, I guess I could say loyalty. But is a really loyal? That's what I want to know. That's a question that maybe they can answer in the chats when we post it. But there's a song that say they ain't really loyal. But I think as a man, that's one of the things that we look for. We look for loyalty. I don't know for some of the women, I don't know if sometimes we be willing to give it, but we be looking for it.
That's
I'm
right.
just
That's
kidding.
true.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But loyalty has to be one of the greatest things. And I guess I look for I guess I don't want to say romanticism. I mean
Mhm,
I guess that's what I could say.
mhm.
Yeah, you gotta have that in your life. Like
Yeah.
know how to talk to me, know how to, communicate on a level of intimacy where, we romantic. Tell me what you want to do to me before we get to the house. Tell me what you're gonna do to me when I on the way to the house. Tell me what you're gonna do to me when I get in the room. Tell me
Yeah,
I can be in the shower and say, get out of that shower. I need I'm just saying. All the
right?
time we should have did this show. Y'all ask me questions, y'all know I'm looking. Listen.
This is
So
your
I
the
guess
advertisement. This is your advertisement, so put it out there. You have to
Put it
be
out there.
specific.
So I think that's the three things that I think that I could definitely use to be feel loved by my partner. Make me
Good.
know that I'm desirable. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think
want
that's
to be desirable.
important.
Like last week, Coach Albee, listen, for some people, this is free for some of the people. If you did not see our podcast on embracing your sexual authentic self, you have to go back and watch it. But
Oh, yeah.
listen, I'll tell y'all last week, Albie had everybody talking in the same way. He was talking about how a person can tell him that they want him and all that kind of stuff, and they only belong to him. Listen, everybody looked at the episode, started feeling some type of way. I was like, I want that too. Listen, I just tell me that's all you want, bitch. Yeah. So I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't
I
think
mean, I don't think and one of the things that Coach Shanita taught us a couple of episodes back was about asking for what you want, like putting it out there, being clear, knowing within yourself what you want, and then asking for it. And I think in this dating world we live in, I think sometimes, and Shane and I talk about this all the time, how we get so disenfranchised by the cesspool that is dating
Yep.
Mhm.
that we let go of those things that we want and we began to settle. So I think keeping a clear head about what it is that you need to feel loved in a relationship is really important. So I love that question. Yeah. Okay, so
Absolutely.
let me ask you guys a question. So if you look back at all of your previous relationships, what was the most important lesson you learned about yourself out of
I,
all the
I,
relationships?
let me jump in. I think I have one. Mine, for me, the one thing I learned is that growing up, I always I'm the eldest child. And being an eldest child, you always take responsibility of your brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
your siblings.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I realized that the way I was raised to always take care of people, that's what I do. I'm a giver. I'm a provider, and that's one of it's my greatest strength and weakness
It is a
because
strength, though. It is your superpower. It
yeah,
is.
yeah, I am like my friends have told me, I'm Captain Save-A-Ho. So
Yes.
I will,
We've called you that many times.
I will put myself out there for
Yeah.
someone who's battling things. And I generally I gravitate to people who are
Yeah.
battling things. And I don't, I'm not trying to date them or anything at that, but things happen and feelings start to develop on, mutually on both sides.
Yep.
But it just gets to a point where you realize that, you've healed this person and once they heal, they, oh, okay, I'm good. Bye bye. It's
Yeah.
that's one thing about myself that I've had to kind of pull back on. When it comes to, friends and family, of course, I'm always going to be a provider. I'm always going to
Right.
protect them and make sure that they're good. But when it comes to my love life, I pull back a little bit on doing that too early because
Mhm.
I don't want people to become dependent on, oh, he's got this, he's got this, he's got that, he's got this. And I don't want that to be the reason you're into me. I want you to like me for me.
And there's a lot of that out here in the dating pool. I think what's that
Oh
saying?
yeah.
Like givers have to know their boundaries because the takers don't.
They don't. They don't.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
then I'm over 40 now, so now that I'm over 40,
You don't look over 25, boy. Stop it.
but a lot of times that, younger people, there's this whole sugar daddy aspect of it, and
Right.
that's another thing that you have to be careful of as, especially we as gay men, a lot of times younger gay men look up to us.
Right.
And so they're looking up to us, and if they have some kind of daddy issues, they're gonna be looking up to me like, "Oh, I look up to you, you're my mentor, but I also wanna sit on your lap."
That's
And who
right.
am I to stop them?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And like right. And gay men that have daddy issues, like that's a very high percent, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In the dating pool. So yeah, we definitely run into those all the time. Yeah. That's good. What about you, Bishop? What's the one thing that you learned when you look back at all of your previous relationships?
Woo! Gosh, oh my gosh. There's so much. Okay. And I guess, listen, if you work with me, you truly understand this. I've learned that I can be overwhelmed and consumed in my work. I've
Mhm.
learned that. I've learned that. And I've learned that it will take attention off certain things in
Mhm.
my relationship. So there's things that I've learned and I've learned it throughout the years. So I guess now I know how to focus more on it because I learned that throughout the relationship. So now I kind of have a balance where, there are times where I don't do certain things, even though I'm not in a relationship right now, or I'm not married or anything like that, or, anything serious, I try to learn balance. So there are times where I'm just gonna take off or whatever the case may be just because I need to be prepared for when my new boo thing comes. I'm already ready. Ah, so I think learning throughout the year just prepared me to be ready. So when I get there, I know how.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think the one lesson that I've learned is how to love myself because I think the early part of my life, and I tell people this all the time, like I feel like I've lived many different lives, especially having been married 3 times now. I think the first 2 marriages, of course, were to women, and I think at that point I was really trying to live up to a standard that I believed I was supposed to, that I was told I was supposed to really love myself enough to really be honest with myself or to move in any other, way but what was already kind of ascribed to me, if you will. And I think with my last relationship, which was to a guy, I think, I had to learn how to love myself enough to recognize uh, you know, when it's over. Like, I think there comes a point where you do so much to try to make something work. And, you know, you just recognize that it doesn't work. And I think a lot of times low self-esteem or insecurities keep us stuck in relationships that we are no longer supposed to be in. And that doesn't mean anybody did anything wrong, but we just know that the relationship is no longer working. But we don't love ourselves
Yes.
enough to love ourselves forward out of the relationship. So I think that was the greatest lesson. If I could just look at all of my relationships, my serious ones combined, even the ones that went bad with the people that, I trusted, thought that they were something different. They turned out to be something completely different. That was a issue of self-love. Like I didn't love myself enough to pay attention to red flags. Didn't love myself enough to recognize that, hey, this is going to be a potential problem. So self-love. That's how I would answer that question. Yeah. Yeah. All right,
Like
it's on you, Shane. You got the next
go ahead,
question.
baby.
Next question. All right. So, if you could change any past romantic mistake, what would you change?
Any past romantic mistake?
Anyone?
Oh, you go ahead, cause I'm still over here sitting over here thinking about it.
Okay. So I would say my answer to this question is very simple. I would not have allowed myself to get involved with certain people. There are certain people that once I was in the relationship and realized who they were and what they were really all about, I regret having given so much of myself to them. You know, physically, emotionally, mentally, just I wish that I had done better vetting or been in a better headspace to recognize red flags and to make a different decision.
Right. Good. Very good.
Yeah.
Ooh, listen, okay, so y'all know I'm supposed to be a preacher and stuff. So, I think I would come from the point of view saying not allowing the church to run my relationships
Mhm.
and
Mm.
to, you know,
That's good.
because it's a whole lot of relationship I probably would have been good in if I hadn't allowed them to control me. So
Yeah.
allowing them to control destroyed a whole lot of courtships and relationships that I probably could have went pretty far in.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I guess that would be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For myself, I would say, and actually, I raised this question. I didn't even think about it. But for myself, I would say it would be. It's kind of a combination of both of you guys. It's where I wouldn't allow like family stuff to
Mm.
get in the way of looking and finding someone to be with. And, maybe at a younger age, if I would have been out there, not trying to be a chiropractor in a way.
What does that mean, Shane? What do you mean?
A chiropractor means cracking backs. So if I would have been, I think, yeah, the thing I would change is I would have been more on the emotional side and trying to find a partner, trying to find my equal. Yes, I would have been young, but I still should have been looking for something more concrete and substantial instead of looking for the next best thing. Cause I know look, when I was younger, I was probably about 80 pounds lighter. I was fit, way more fit than I am now. And, I could pull anybody I wanted. It was like that. It was quite easy.
And still
So
can. Let's be
yeah,
honest. This is my friend, so I'm not talking out the side of my neck. I've seen this.
I know. I know.
You got know.
I'm trying to be humble. I'm doing my best to be
Humble
humble.
and modest.
Ah,
I'm very modest.
yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Hold on, Chain, because I seen you when our platform was over on TikTok,
Tell
and
the
I
truth.
seen how the ladies do, and
Lie.
and probably some of the men too, like how they act on the Love Lounge on TikTok. Listen, me and Albie was the favorite. They just loved us and all that kind of stuff. Shane came on, it was over. They was like, Bishop,
Just to the
you so
side.
puny. Move out the way. Them little arms, do we want to see Shane? Shane, can you crack my back? I was like, well, I can lay hands on you or something. But they kicked me to the curb.
Everybody
So,
loves Shane. Everybody wants Shane.
mhm,
That's the God that's true.
mhm,
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you very
mhm,
much. I appreciate that. I just feel like if I would have made that change way back when, that I would probably be further along in my love journey, as you would say, and I
Mhm.
probably wouldn't have made the mistakes I did at such a young age. Dating someone 16 years your senior, or dating someone 14 years your junior. It's
Yeah.
just things you have to things I think I would have learned earlier if I would have just not let the perception of my sexuality to people who weren't involved in my sexuality change how I perceive my own sexuality.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good, Shane. Yeah. Yeah.
mhm.
I feel you there.
That makes a lot of
Mm,
sense. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Because family, they'll do it to you. I mean, and I think what
Every time.
what what happens is we have such a love for people that we've been connected to for so long that we kind of go into that realm and not thinking about our true happiness, not thinking about
Right.
our life. And I used to be like that, but that's what I think about. Listen, grandma, you can't do what they can do. So grandma, guess what? Your opinion don't matter. Cause grandma, you can't do that. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. I
Yeah.
know. I promise you, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
All right, Q, it's on you.
absolutely. It's on me.
Mhm.
All right. So let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. All right. Describe your biggest heartbreak concerning love and explain how you move forward.
How much time do we have? My
Right.
goodness.
Listen, Valentine's Day gonna be over by the time we finish.
This is gonna be like a 9-part miniseries, y'all.
The drama
Yes.
scenes.
Right.
I think the hardest part is walking away from a very long relationship, and then gay years, like I think 12 years is a long time. So walking away from that relationship, I think was the biggest heartbreak for me because I really wanted it to work.
Yeah.
I really, really, really wanted it to work. I felt like we had done so much together. We had been so much together. We had so many accomplishments and successes together. But it was like we got to a point where it wasn't supposed to go any further. And I was devastated. Like I struggled with that. Like I said before, I struggled with understanding how to love myself through that because I was giving so much, trying to give so much to make it work and keep it going. That I lost myself, honestly. I lost myself in that process. And in all fairness, I think that person wanted to be there. I do. I think they wanted to be there and to show up in a relationship. I have no doubt about that, but they just couldn't, for reasons I think that are beyond even their control. And so coming to grips with the idea that because I can make it work. Like I'm the fixer. We're gonna get in there, tough it out. We're gonna make it do what it do. So recognizing that I was powerless to make this thing work, it devastated me. How did I get through it? That young man right there, Shane, and my best friend Omar and several others who kind of like held my hand through the process. Like I remember, I'm not gonna tear up thinking about this, but I remember at one of my lowest places, it was Shane and our friend Corey,
The picnic.
who remember we went to the wharf
Yeah, the
and
picnic.
we went to the grocery store, we like bought like food and snacks, just all kinds of things, and we just sat out by the water, and that was just the best day. Like just, because I was feeling
Good.
like mentally out of it, like really drained. And we went out, had peace. Like so just being in community with people who saw me, who loved me, who kept me moving forward, who reminded me to love myself, who created spaces for me to
Mm,
love me. You know what I mean? Like those real friends, that actually is what helped get me through it. Yeah.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Okay, I'll go next. Okay, so because I have about 200 of these instances, I'm gonna I'm just gonna point out the one that actually started it.
Yeah.
So in my younger days, I actually did get into a relationship with someone, and it had been going on. We had been together for about 4 years. At 4 years in, I came to the realization that we probably shouldn't be together. So we ended the relationship, and I moved out. 6 months later, I got a call from this individual crying, just bawling. I need you. I can't leave without you. You are my life. You are my future. All the good stuff. Every single thing that hit my ego right in the good spot. So, what did I do at 27? I was 27. 27. What did my 27-year-old self do? I walked my black ass back over there.
Yeah.
And I went back and we rekindled the relationship. It was great. I'm not going to lie. It was way better than it was for 2 months. Then he got a phone call and I picked up his phone. It had a person's name and their sexual position.
Mm,
And I was like, who is this? Oh, that's my friend. In that moment, I was like, why are you lying to me? We've been through this. There's no reason to lie to me about this. And it it broke me in that moment, and it broke me in a way that I didn't fight it. Now, as you know, I fight when you do me wrong, I'm gonna fight. But in that moment, I was so broke, and I was broke in two ways. One, I came back. So this is on me. Once bitten, twice shy. So me coming back and putting myself in this position, I was mad at myself.
Hmm.
And then I was also mad at this person who also 2 weeks late, 3 weeks later, moved that person into our home. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, 9-part miniseries. And yeah, it broke me in a way that at 27 I was not prepared for. That I talked to my friends about it when my friends back in Texas, and they were extremely supportive, and we had really just rekindled our relationship because we had a kind of a rift, but we all had come back together. And I'll be honest, if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be.
Hmm.
It's like I had my friends, and then my brother and sister as well. I will say that. because my brother and sister have always been very supportive, knowing that their brother is like, "Oh, my brother likes boys, that's okay, no big deal." Mm, and they with that community around, like Albie was saying, it helped me keep going.
Yeah.
The I don't even wanna get into the everything that happened in that 4.5 years of my life, but yeah, that broke me,
Yeah.
and it created 2 different versions of me. It created Shane and it created Shannon. These 2 different personalities, and depending on how angry you get me, it depends on which one you get. You either get Shane or you get Shannon. So, just
That is so
Pretty
true.
much.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I think we kind of underestimate the power of relationships and solid friendships when we're going through stuff like that.
yep,
One other thing I wanted to say real quick, Bishop, and I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
but just I want to give props to Coach Shanita too, because she's not here. But she was the other person that saw me through my really tough breakup. Like, I was talking to her and she was never judgmental always. And so you need friends that are not going to be judgmental, who are going to be able to listen, understand, love you, give you truth, help you to see yourself, of course, but I mean, who are going to give you the grace to learn and grow and to be. And Coach Shanita was great at that. So she was another person for me that did that. Yeah.
That's
What about you,
amazing.
Bishop?
Well, I think my last marriage, I gotta say last marriage because I've been married a couple times. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Listen, Albie was like, I had 3 of them. I was like, oh, Albie, I don't feel so bad. Oh, why take so long? But yes, that's so amazing. Then Shane was like, listen, how much time we got? I was like, okay, I ain't the only one on here. This is
You're
wonderful.
not
This is
alone, brother. You're
wonderful.
not alone.
This is wonderful. But I think my last marriage was that was really rough for me. It was really, really rough because I was in love with my wife, but
Uh-huh.
it was to the fact of the matter was like, okay, she's supposed to be holy. That's what I thought, but I found out something different. But anyway, and I think it kind of put me in a position of like I think that's what hurt so bad. It was because there's no way possible that I could deal with this. We don't do bad stuff. We don't cheat. We don't do that type of stuff. We go to church, like, we don't do that type of stuff. Like, you
Yeah.
saved. And all the time, that girl was, listen, she had on that long skirt, but she was pulling it up for a couple people. Said, hey,
Yeah.
she was putting that skirt up. She was like, I'm holy, but I put skirt up. But it was, it was devastating for me because I really was invested into that. And not only invested, I had my business, I had my ministry, I had my children, everything was invested into this. So
Mhm.
it was very, very, it was hard and it hurt really, really bad. To the point where it's just like I was almost going through a depression. Like I did go
yeah,
through a depression, but it was like I was going through a death. Like I had lost someone and I was really grieving. And I think having my team and my family around, Melvin kind of came around towards the end of that. But Rondi was there and a couple of other people part of the team. My family, they were definitely there. And I think if I did not have those people,
Yeah.
probably, like you guys said, I wouldn't have made it, especially Rundy Coleman, because Rundy Coleman during that time, she was running the staff, running things, and she made my business and she made everything look like it was running smooth. And I wasn't even running it. Like I was, there was days where I wasn't, didn't even know I was on Earth. And like people like, oh, I got this, and thank you for sending this, and thank you for sending it. I'm like, whatever. But if I didn't have that community, if I
Yeah.
didn't have those people around, I don't think I would have survived to the magnitude that I did. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for having that community and having those people. And the crazy part is, it's for, the church people. Most of the church people weren't there for me during that time because they were too busy being judgmental and all that kind of stuff. So they weren't there for me during that time like they should have. And but I had those close friends and I had my team and those people working with me. So and I think that's kind of what shifted my mind. I was like, wait a minute, y'all church folks, this how y'all got okay, I got something for y'all. Wait till I come out this depression. I'm gonna be walking different, talking different. Listen, y'all just wait. And sure enough, I came out of it and I ain't been the same since. It said,
Yeah.
Bishop, you was saying anything, but you really say anything now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
ask you a follow-up question, both of you. When you think back at that hard place, that really tough relationship, I know it's always, people, especially when people hurt us, it's never our fault that people do bad things. I'm not suggesting that in the least. But if there was something that you could be accountable for in those really hard relationship situations, if anything, what would you own? Where would you say you could take accountability in those situations that you just explained? So I'll go first. So for me, I think for one, I ignored a lot. I ignored a lot, and I think it was my even perhaps my foolish pride that did not allow me to want to give up on something that I know I probably should have let go of a long time ago. And I was desperately, hopelessly in love with the person as well. But I think I was afraid. Fear was another thing that I struggled with. The fear of having to start over, the fear of doing it again. Because I had finally found it. Like I finally came out, married this guy, and so walking away from it, I was fearful, and I think I wanted it more than they did, which probably kept them in the situation longer, which I think made them even more unhappier with time, and so that's I can be fully accountable for that. What about you, Shane?
I
If
would
any,
say for me, because I was 24 when we met,
yeah,
and I was young, and a lot of it came from narcissism.
mm,
I was narcissistic, and there were a lot of times that when I would do things, but it was because I wanted to do it, and
mhm,
I did not take his feelings into account with some things, and then that's something that I have come
yeah,
to acknowledge. Not a full grown adult. I've come to acknowledge that yeah, I made mistakes too.
yeah,
And did I drive him to do the things that he did? I don't think I drove him to it,
right,
but I have to take accountability that hey, you made mistakes. You weren't perfect. You weren't the angel that you
yeah,
thought you were. At
yeah,
24 years old, you were
yeah,
kind of a nightmare. So,
yeah.
so I understand that yes, I had my flaws, and that was probably the biggest one at the time.
Yeah. I think my desire to see it work was too much on him. And I think he didn't know
Yeah.
what to do with that. And I should have just recognized that it is what it is, where it is, and just to walk away probably several years before we actually did end it. What about you, Bishop? Any
Yeah,
accountability or place of,
I think kind of some of the similarities what you share because both of you because I can kind of see some of that. There's a lot that I didn't notice that I wasn't paying attention to, and also there are things that I chose to do for the relationship, or I chose for the vision of the house, or I chose for the vision of the business, or whatever the case may be, because hey, I'm the leader. Like that's the way it's supposed to be. Like
yeah,
I'm running these things. So I think that's one thing that I definitely could have definitely worked on. And I think basically I guess I can say it like this. I don't think I have, but I think she, in her mind, she thought that I wanted her to portray this perfect person because that's what tradition had taught us that you need to have this perfect family, you need to have this perfect thing. And for a long time, I thought that that was it. But now that I know different, listen, I think I would have given space. Like, listen, we ain't perfect. Listen, we yelling at each other, but we haven't. If we would just
yeah.
dealt with that and just I think that would have helped so much, but we
Yeah.
didn't. We didn't. We just just
I'm,
acting like we
I,
had it all together.
I feel so bad for pastors and particularly first the ladies and first gentlemen. That's a hard position because not only are you feeling that the pressure sometimes from your partner, but every member of the church, every person in the congregation, you have a standard that you know that they're all expecting you to live up to, and that could be stifling. So I
Yeah.
get that.
And it
Yeah,
wasn't just with the church. Although, I was raised in church and most of my families are ministers, pastors, and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't just that. I'm the eldest son. I'm the
mm,
eldest grandson. And then on my mom's side, I'm the only grandson. Like it was like, well, we got another grandson now. I'm learning to remember that. Because I got a trans cousin. So hey, trans cousin, shout out to you. You my cousin. You my boy cousin. I remember that time. I remember that boy. But anyway, but yeah, so growing up like that, I was just that's just what happened. So
yeah,
it's like since you're the only male, you're the carrier, there's certain responsibilities that's gotta fall on you. And everybody's watching you. So you gotta paint this perfect picture for your cousins, for your brothers, for all of them. And this is the way it has to be. And like I
yeah,
said, if I had to just went ahead and be like, y'all, listen, y'all, we would want to kill each other before we get to the church. I think if I just had to express that, they would be like, oh, okay, you are human. And I think that would have helped my relationship, a whole
Yeah,
lot better. But we
that's
wanted to
good.
paint that perfect picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the pressure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so my real question I wanted to ask you, this is a repeat and complete. When it comes to being in a healthy long-term commitment, I want someone who blank. When it comes to being in a healthy long-term commitment, I want someone who blank. How do you fill in the blank, Shane?
I want someone who loves me for all that I am. Yeah. And that and I say that because I've been in many relationships. And in those relationships, they've always liked an aspect of me, but not the whole me. So
Ooh.
they might like my intelligence. They might like me the way I am in bed. They might like my generous side, but they don't like all three at once. Yeah. Well, it's more than three options, There's multiple
Course.
options.
Go
Well, I mean, I can get that though. I really get that. I
Yeah.
get that because I've experienced that. Like, they like the person in bed, but they don't like the picture part. Or,
Yeah.
they like the picture part, but they like, so I truly get that. Because,
Yeah.
I be telling people all the time, listen, y'all see this wrong, but they're telling what thumbs come out of me. So some people can't deal with that. They're like, oh, I thought she was holy. Oh, you don't gotta take that off right now. I'll snatch it off, cut it off you. But
Look, let me say this for anybody who's watching, who's interested in Bishop Q. He is more than just a preacher. And Bishop, you're gonna have to be able to take him in his craziness, in everything, in his
all of
wildness,
it.
his wildness in the bedroom. So make no mistake, we're telling you now what to expect. So we don't, yeah, ain't no
All of it.
buying force, and you ain't doing no returns. Okay, we're putting it out there.
Absolutely. I
So
agree with you, Shane. I'm sorry I had to put that part in there. But go ahead, Shane.
No, but no, that's all I was saying. It's just loving me for everything that I am. It's like and it goes to say that that's why I say friendships make better lovers and just finding some random person. But yeah, someone who loves you for everything that you are.
that's so good, Shane. What about you, Bishop? How would you?
I'll
How,
say someone that loves me for my issues and my flaws. The
Ooh,
things that, that I have problems with, that I have confidence with, and things that I'm still trying to work on. If you can love me for that, we good. Because see, if you love that part of me, I got the rest covered. So, I can handle the rest. But if you
yeah,
can deal with me in my issues and my flaws, and we work together and we try to
Right.
build through that, we good. We good.
100%.
that's good. That's good. How would I answer it? So I think when it comes to a healthy long-term commitment, I want someone who feels like being with me is a part of their purpose in life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I think
Mhm.
that level of seeing me naturally comes with like consistency and commitment, a willingness to grow and work. Like when you believe it is at the core of why you are here in this world, I think it comes with a deeper appreciation for who I am in your life. And I don't have to convince you or ask you to be all in because you wake up every day knowing that that's exactly
Amen.
where you're supposed to be. And it's what you want to do because it's what you feel at your core is what you're here to offer the world, loving this man called Albee. So I would love for that to be the case where and actually, can you imagine someone come to you and say, you know, I'm so in love with you. I know that I have been sent here into this world to love you, to support you, to have your back, to make love to you, to give it to you. And want. Come on now, like, think about
Listen,
that. And then for them to say, and I don't care, hell or high water. I don't care what comes, who comes, what happens in the world. I got you because that's what I've been called to do.
The ring is already
nice.
purchased and their back is already cracked. I'm just saying.
Right.
It's a done deal.
I mean, purpose. Yeah.
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 That's
And
how
I
it is.
agree with you, Albie, because listen, y'all, I be practicing in the mirror. I be like, listen, I be brushing my teeth. I be like, when I see him, I'm be like, listen, I've been waiting for this. I went through all that I went through to get to you. Like, all
Yeah.
that divorce, the sadness, depression, or whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. I
Yeah.
was broke. I was messed up, all that, just to
Yeah.
get to you. Like, I'm practicing. I'm practicing. I can't wait. When I get that far, I'm going to let them know I went through that just to be with you. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. We on.
All right. So I've got a question. When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to like all of us, we've been in relationships, we've had our successes and our failures. What words of advice would you give to the next generation of young black men and women? when it comes to relationships?
Bishop, you want to go first?
I think I would say keep your relationship between you and the person in the relationship.
All right now. All right now. All right.
I mean,
You
that's the
cooking,
best.
Bishop.
Keep it between you and the person in that relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not your best friend, not your mama, not That's it.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Throw
I
it
I
away.
would I would say like so my advice would be to make sure that you are a master at loving yourself first. Because if
Mm,
you not know how to love yourself, you are going to fail miserably at loving somebody else. You will get to a point where you are pouring out and giving and showing up for them, and you're empty and depleted, and that just opens the door for all sorts of things. You get depressed, you get sad, you start looking elsewhere because you're not fulfilled. So I think loving yourself first, I think is really key. That would be my advice. Well, how would you answer that?
sounds good.
So what spurred the question? There was a young man on TikTok, 22 years old, talking
Mhm.
about how he's been jaded, guys don't like him, the type of people he likes don't like him back. And he said he's given up. He's given
Mhm.
up. And I saw this and I immediately just like, I don't know, the big brother in me, the father in me just
Yeah,
came. I was like, young man, I'm twice your age. And one thing I'm going to say is this: do not give up hope about the future. You're 22.
Mhm,
You got a good 80 years left on this planet. And the
mhm.
one thing you don't want to do is spend that 80 years alone. It changes who you are if
That's
you
good.
don't try to experience love. If you just give up on trying to experience what love is, I don't care if it's with a man or a woman, you choose who you want to be with, but you need to still try.
Yeah,
Still
right.
try. Don't give up. Please don't give up hope. Hope
yeah,
is the one thing that we as Black people have. It is what has gotten us from being slaves to not being slaves and in a country. Now, is America still racist? Yeah, of course.
of
But
course.
we are a thriving and we are a
Yeah.
striving race of people in a country that can't stand us. Don't give up hope because of one little thing. If the slaves had given up because of the Nat Turner Rebellion failed, where would we still be right now?
That's good,
Right.
Shane. That's
We
good.
would still be in chains. And so please don't ever give up hope. And
Yeah,
that's just the one thing I would always tell. I always try to iterate in the next generation. It's like, yeah, you'll see failed relationships. You'll see failed celebrity relationships, which is usually fake bullshit anyway. Excuse my language.
no,
True.
that's true.
but it
Yeah,
True.
but just look to the future with hope. It's the one thing we have. What Barack Obama say? Yes, we can.
the
Yes, we
audacity of that
can.
kind of hope. Yeah,
Yes, we can. We can have hope. You can have hope for your future, for your
yeah,
future partner, for your future children, whatever future you want to set forth,
yeah,
you can set forth.
yeah,
I wish when I was 22, someone had told me that, that
yeah.
you are the
Absolutely.
one who set your future. Don't give up hope this early.
And I'm
But that's what I would tell them.
And I'm gonna tell you something about Shane. Shane is consistent with that message because many a nights I have come home from a date or had an experience. He's laughing because he knows this is truth. And he's a person I call or text Shane some BS. This dating pool, there's piss in the pool. There's some boo boo in this dating pool, and I don't want to swim no more.
Look at these
And this
up.
nigga,
I'm good. I
I
go
tell him
swimming.
that. Am I lying, Shay? I tell him.
He's
And
not lying.
Shay
He's
always
telling the truth.
says, Albie, you gotta hold on to hope. If you want something, if you believe in love, stay true to that. Don't give up. Keep believing. And the reality of that, guys, I think a lot of us have kind of given up hope. We've quietly quit the idea of any kind of long-term commitment kind of
Yep.
relationship. Those of us who want that, at least, because I know everyone doesn't want that. I'm not trying to
Right.
ascribe to everyone. But those of us who have always wanted it, we've kind of let the idea go because of what we see out here. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the over fetishizing of and men and black men and the racism in the dating pool and the people who want to date you but lie behind your back and the people who you want monogamy and they're trying to convince you that now let's do something poly but I can still be present for you, and so there's things that are not aligned for you and you just say screw it, and I give up hope. It's so easy to become hopeless out here, especially if you're black, especially if you're gay and you're trying to date and you're really interested in something serious. It's easy to give up hope. So thank you for always reminding me of that, Shane.
Yeah, and I think that's absolutely amazing because it can be quite easy to give up hope. especially when you're in expectation and you're not receiving what you're expecting,
Mhm.
and you done tried it over and over and over again. It's like, okay, well, maybe this just ain't for me. Maybe it's just not gonna work out or whatever the case may
What?
be. But when you and that's what I'm talking about, having that community, having those people around you that can say, "Don't give up hope. Listen, you got to
Wow.
keep going. You got to keep pressing. There's going to be greatness that will happen for you." So I
Yeah.
think it's absolutely amazing to have people like that
Right.
around, especially when you're
Yeah.
dating, because
Yeah.
you need that encouragement. Because a lot of times when we're dating or whatever the case may be, most of the time we're in our head about things, and when we start dealing with stuff in our head, and it don't even be that case.
You get
So we
crazy
need
in there.
someone. I know it just be real crazy, just
Yeah.
real crazy. I
100%.
agree.
All right, so I think you're up next, Bishop Q, with your question, I
I'm
think.
up.
Yes.
Okay, let me see what I'm up on here. Let's see. What we doing? What we doing? All right. What emotion do you struggle with expressing most in relationship?
Mm.
Emotion.
What's yours, Shane? You go first.
So
I
I'm
know
gonna
yours.
I'm going to be extremely vulnerable here. The one emotion that I actually don't show in relationships is anger. And the one of the main reasons being, look, I'm 6 feet tall and about 300 pounds. So I'm a big dude. I don't like scaring people. But on top of that, remember earlier I told y'all about Shane and Shannon? Yeah, he's real. And I keep Shannon at bay at all times. He's fighting to come out right now. Keep that dark passenger where he needs to stay right up in here, right in here.
You know.
So when it comes to a relationship, anger is the one emotion I do everything in my power not to show, because if I let that beast out, someone's gonna get hurt. I don't want to hurt nobody. I ain't trying to go to jail. That's why a lot of times when it comes to a relationship, if I get mad, I just walk away. I
Yep.
just walk away. It's like when my last serious relationship, when I heard the words "I don't love you," I didn't get upset. I didn't get angry. I stood up and just left. I didn't react. And I did ran back and give him the key to his apartment back, and that's it. And I went back to my apartment and cried like a bitch.
And you should have cussed his, you know what, out. You should have let him see the other
Look,
verse. No, I'm joking. I'm
no,
joking.
until I got back into my apartment and closed that door, there was no emotion shown,
I
because
know it.
I did not want to express that level of rage that I felt.
Yeah.
That you've been telling me all this stuff. I've been trying to keep us and hold us together. And, I did make a mistake. I made a mistake, and I blame myself for making said mistake. I said something I shouldn't have said. Right. And we reconciled after that, after a couple days. But then a week later, all of a sudden, you don't love me as a person. So for me, when that happened, I kept that inside. When the thing with my first
Hmm.
serious relationship. See, he's coming out.
Incredible Hulk. Stay back.
Right. If I start turning green or purple, y'all just run.
Mm,
With that first one, it was the same situation. It's like there was a rage in me, and I closed it down and walked away, because I don't want that to ever be who I am,
Mm-hmm.
because I've let that anger out before. Not on someone I was in a relationship with, but like in a situation
Mm-hmm.
when I was much younger,
Mm-hmm.
and I hurt people, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to do that.
And Shane, I think it's a black man struggle, because all of us, I even think about how we can sometimes be in a tough situation with our significant other, and the other person is just yap 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 and da da da, and we like, leave me alone. Don't you say another, because there's a beast on the inside
Mhm.
of us.
Yep.
I think just naturally as brothers, and I'm not trying to play into the trope of us being angry black men. That's what I'm saying. But I think, that I think it's just built up, from dealing with the world that we live in and the society that we live in. Like,
Yep.
there's a sitting at the underbelly of who we are. There is a rage that if we allow that thing to come out, and so we don't want that to be a part of our relationship. So any hint of anger that we feel, we try to hold back on that. I totally understand that.
Squish
Yeah.
little ball, little
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. I don't want to let that beast out. Yeah.
mm,
I get that. I
Yeah.
I think for me, my emotion that I struggle with is hurt. Like, it's hard for me to admit when I'm in a relationship and you've hurt me or you've hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
I would much rather pretend like you didn't and bottle
Yep.
it than to be vulnerable in the moment and say what you said and how you said it, that really hurt my feelings. And I think maybe it's a big boy complex. I'm 5'11", 250 now because I gained some weight in the last couple of months. I used to be 230 something. Grief eating, but I feel like that. Yeah, like that. Me being who I am in my stature, I don't want to look like a punk. Like like I don't want to be looking like a. And I think that's a man thing. I think that's a pride too that we deal with,
Yes.
right? And the fear of being vulnerable. But I'd never want my partner to look at me and be like, "Nigga, as big as you are, like why are you, you got no feelings? What you, man up?" Because we've heard that as gay men, we've heard that so many times. Man up, man up, man up, man up. So when I feel hurt or I feel disrespected, I tend to bottle that up and not say anything, handle it on my own. Sometimes withdraw completely, but yeah, that's the emotion I struggle with. Hurt.
Mm, hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this. Like, I mean, and I don't know what I deal with because I'm just a big ball of a whole. Listen, Albie already told y'all, he warned y'all. Ha! Listen, let me tell you something. But honestly, Shane, I would have done the same thing. They would have said what they had to say. I would have walked out and I wouldn't have said nothing. I wouldn't until I turned around and went back in there. And I'm like, and let me tell you one more thing. You ain't not gonna. I tried to walk away silent. I tried to do the right thing. I tried that, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so I would have been just like you, Shay, but I probably would have turned around and be like, hold on. But seriously, I guess it's hard for me to share. I guess I don't want to say hurt or pain because I don't share when you hurt me because I'd be like, listen, that hurt my feelings. I didn't like how that was.
Yeah.
I will express that, but I guess when I'm sad,
Oh.
I try to hide that very much. Yes, I try to hide it, and people like, you okay? No, I'm good. Listen, I tell y'all, for me to be the bishop, if I go to hell for one thing, it's gonna be lying. I clap for it is. Because people like, you all right? Yes, I'm fine. But tell them, like, oh, God,
Hurt.
I hate
Hurt.
life. I hate you. I hate your mama and your roaches at your house. I don't like none of y'all. I'm all right. I'm all right. So I think in relationship, I really definitely don't like to show that I'm sad,
Mhm.
especially when that person has really, really kind of hurt. Especially if I know for a fact that they didn't do it on purpose. It's like I'm good. Like I won't show the sadness behind it. So that's something that I've been trying to work on because I will be broke down inside and not express it. And I've had people later on, maybe years or even months, like, well, why didn't you say something? Because you didn't have to deal with that alone. I
Right.
had no
Right.
idea that I affected you like that. I'm like, "Nah, I was good."
Yeah, and we deny the other person an opportunity to administer love or administer healing or whatever it is that we need to get through it. We don't even give them the opportunity. I don't know if that's a lack of trust. I don't know if sometimes we don't trust the person that we're with to handle the depth of our hurt or the depth of our sadness or the depth of our anger. But yeah, it's to the detriment of the other person and to the relationship because that erodes intimacy. If I can't be completely honest with you about everything that I'm feeling, then I'm withholding something. And that tears at the very fabric of who we're supposed to be as a couple, right?
That's true.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. And I was talking with the team earlier, and I said, I think men, as Albie said earlier, have a hard time being vulnerable.
we do.
Being in that place of being vulnerable, it's really hard. And I think that's whether you gay, bi, straight, whatever it is, you have a hard time because in many community, the black, especially the black men, because I know we got some white followers in too. Most of the white followers we got is where they black. But anyway, I think that's the thing. We're not allowed to be vulnerable. It,
Yeah.
it it keeps us from showing that pain. It keeps us from showing that hurt and that sadness. Because remember that. Listen, Shane. Now you can't say that now because we don't need you to be vulnerable. Because you get vulnerable, you might hurt somebody. So we don't want you you
Well,
know.
The only thing I'll do is crack their back. That's all I'll try to do. I
Okay,
swear.
well, we'll let you be vulnerable then. Shane, go ahead and be vulnerable.
hey, they would love that. They would love that part. Yeah. Yeah. Well, but you know what I was going to say though is like I think it is harder for gay men when you have too many. Shane knows this. Like we see all the time, like these fights that break out with really popular gay, couples, bloggers, porn
Yeah,
stars, whatever. They in there tussling. It's on TMZ. It's out there all on social media. They in there like, and nobody wants to be vulnerable. Nobody wants to sit down and say, "This is how I'm feeling. I feel hurt."
yeah,
It's you ain't gonna do it, and well, you ain't gonna do this to me, and that, because when you have two men sometimes who both have a hard time being vulnerable, the relationship can turn toxic really, really easily. The
very
great thing
fast.
about having a male female or a masculine female energy, kind of dynamic going on is that the feminine energy will oftentimes open the pathway for vulnerability and softness. That person, whether it's female energy in a male form or a female form, will provide their partner with a safe space to feel and grace. They will encompass that person with enough grace to say, "What do you feel? Well, take your time. Well, talk to me and share with me." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But when you have two headstrong alpha men in a relationship together, that can be problematic because nobody wants to be vulnerable and talk through their real feelings. They just become incredible hooks on each other, and not in a good way, like in the worst possible way, right?
that's something that another thing that I would also say to the younger people, especially the men, is to tap into a little bit of that feminine energy
Ooh,
and keep it, you know, it look, if you want to keep it 50-50, keep it 50-50. You want it 80-20, make it 80-20. Don't make it 100-0 because you need a little bit of that feminine energy in order to have the compassion, to have that love for another human being. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your brother and sister, but someone outside of your blood. You need to have a little bit of that feminine energy to have true love for another person.
that's so good, Shane. That's so good. Because I think we
Absolutely.
live in a world, at least in the gay world, where I just want mask for mask. I want, I want to,
Yeah.
and I get the aesthetic, desire for that. If that's what you're into, I support that. But that doesn't always work out emotionally in the
No.
relationship. You need somebody who knows how to be soft. And the
Yeah.
reality of this, all of us are male and female. We all are created with the capacity to offer masculine and feminine energy. And it doesn't make us as men any less men to be feminine.
Right.
Can I say that again? It does not make us any less men to allow our feminine side to come forth, especially if it is for the sake of securing the relationship, upholding the relationship. I can be soft. I can be gentle. I can be the one who lets you know first. I'll be the first to apologize. I'll be the first to say, "Hey, let's talk about this. You seem really angry. Let me just hold you. Can I just hold your hand? Let's okay, we don't have to talk about it right now, but let me just be present. Can we just be together until you feel comfortable?" Like
Yeah.
you need that. So yeah, you got to have that dynamic in the relationship. That's a good point, Shane.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I've always said that because for the simple fact of the matter, in order and from my and this is just my personal thing to really, really be in a marriage with a woman, you got to have that energy because you got to know. Sometimes you got to be like, why they acting like this? And then you got to be like, oh, okay, never mind, never mind. When you can pick up on their energy, or if you know or have some of that, you know how they want to be caressed, what a simple touch will do. You know what a simple, affirmation would do, or
Mm,
whatever the case may be. Tapping into that energy, and I like that he said tap into it
hmm
because if you tap into it, that means that it's there. You just gotta deal with it. So I think a lot of men don't realize it's there. You just gotta deal with it. So you
Yep.
gotta tap into it.
Yep.
But you not tapping into it, don't move it. It's still there. It's still there.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Okay, so here's my last question for the panel. Yeah, this is question number 3. So this is my last one. In what ways has your childhood shaped how you show up in love relationships? Good, bad, indifferent. How has your childhood shaped how you show up in love relationships today? Shane.
Yeah, I think I touched on it earlier when I was talking about the giver provider thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it spurs from the fact that, you know, I am the eldest child in my family. And then on top of that, I'm one of the 3 eldest grandchildren. And
Oh,
because of that, And this was something I recently found out. One of my aunts, we were having a conversation and she was like, yeah, the kids all look up to you. And I was like, well, they're all adults now. Everybody's over 30. She's like, no, they still look up to you.
Mhm.
Everybody still looks up to you. You can bring people together. And I don't think you realize how you do that. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, I guess. But talking to my cousins, they reiterated what she said.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, we really look up to you. We never, you like in Manhattan, we had nothing to do with that. It's
Mhm.
like if that was kind of our parents' generation, but we didn't care. You were our cousin. We still loved you. We still love you now.
Wow.
So, I'm in the process of trying to get plans and everything set up so that, when I get back down to Texas and I can visit and we have like a cousins thing. Because
Oh,
there's been some rifts down there, and I think we all need to come together because my grandmother passed last year,
I
and
remember.
after her passing, it seems like there's been like a separation of
Yeah.
people like moving away from each other.
Yeah.
So I want to go down there and see if I can rally the troops. But it's that eldest child being responsible mentality that really has made me who I am,
Mhm.
especially in relationships. Like, look, Captain Save Hope. Like I'm always fathering, mothering, big
Yes.
brother, fathering the people. Like going to the spa. Literally, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. There was a young gentleman there, and he was just off by himself and not like really interacting. And I just started talking to him,
Mhm.
and this turns out that he loves comics and video games. And so when he found out that I did too, we talked for like 2 hours. And
Nice.
it's just sometimes that's just I don't know. Maybe it's a superpower. I see this in people and I just want to get them out of that mentality of feeling alone because I think I grew up feeling alone and I don't like seeing other people feel that way. So, yeah.
That's good, Shane. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. What about you, Bishop?
I was gonna ask you a question, because you took me somewhere then, but I'm gonna say that to another time. All right, childhood, because I was gonna act up real bit, but it was gonna be a good act up. It really was.
Ask anytime.
But no, childhood. I guess the fact of seeing what marriage was.
Mhm.
Mm,
Growing up, traditionally what marriage was, like, that messed me up, seeing
yeah.
that this is the way it's supposed to be, and then growing up knowing that these uncles and aunts and grandparents and all, they weren't even happy in it and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff, and they was forced to stay in it, but yet you
Yes.
want me to redo this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a child
Yeah.
seeing this it kind of messed me up. It kind
Mhm.
Yeah.
of really put a damper on some things, and it made me think this is the way it has to be.
Yeah.
And that was far from the truth, far from the
Yeah.
truth. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
experiencing that and growing and now seeing, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, and I say this on multiple platforms and all that kind of stuff. I am not a preacher that I would just go against people because honestly, I tell people you need to kind of date before you marry. People just jump into stuff. You need to date. I need to see when you upset. I need to see when you happy. I need to see when you sad. I need to see all of that.
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes, and people don't like it, but I'm just that type of preacher. Okay, um, when I find my new thing, the church gonna have to forgive me and give me a little sabbatical off or something like that. Cause I can't wait till I get married. Cause I'm telling you now, I ain't never got in a car and I didn't test drove it first.
Watch yourself.
You
Watch
know,
yourself, sir. Watch it.
I need to test drive it because some stuff don't come with warranties and stuff, and it's hard to get out of that situation. So if I know what I'm
Get it.
purchasing first, I kind of know what we did. I know that's bad for the bishop to say, but I'm just telling y'all what my family them taught me got me to a place of being stuck, being in bondage, and all that kind of stuff, and not truly being able to love myself and as well as others. So I'm
Mhm.
telling you now, I got to test drive the car.
Beep
No
beep.
judgment here. That makes sense to
Shane,
me.
Shane, you ain't about nothing. Listen, I'm gonna be trying to keep me, but Shane be like, listen, do it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Albie told me last week I can't go down on Peachtree with a sign saying that I'm pansexual and all them other gender sex. He said I couldn't do it. If Shane had been on it, Shane would be like, I'll make you three sides. I'll go down there and hold them with you. So
That's true.
so Albie
Yeah.
be trying to keep me right. Shane be like, go forward.
Beep beep plan. Beep beep.
That's it. That's it.
Absolutely.
So I think for me, how my childhood has shaped how I show up in love relationships. As a child, I was loved on a lot. Like, my father was affectionate with my brother and I. He always told us he loved us, always gave us hugs and kisses. My mom was super affectionate with us.
Amazing.
We were around a lot of people who showed us a lot of love. So I tell people, like, when you date people, you could tell people who grew up on struggle, emotionally versus people who grew up on love because it shows in how they show up in the relationship.
Yes.
I know love. I know tenderness and affection. And so that is the standard for me when I engage people. I'm in, relationships. I expect that. I want that. I need that as a part of a healthy relationship. There's got to be affection there. I need to hear it. I feel like, was it? A brownstone. If you love me, say it. If you trust me, do it. If you
Do
need,
it.
yeah, show it, say it, do it. So I'm that guy when it comes to love because that's what I was shown as a child growing up. So yeah, that's what it's taught me. And I think if I could add one other thing to that, my parents divorced and they were no longer giving each other affection. It was rough, but they both went on and got remarried. They both went on and had other relationships. That taught me that just because one relationship doesn't work doesn't mean that you can't start all over again. I watched my mom start over and God bless her, she, passed away in August, but I saw her start over many times, go from 0 to 100 and back to 0 again,
Yeah.
just dealing with different life situations. And she
Yeah.
persevered. And those last, years of her life, she was happy. She had a lot. She was blessed. So I was glad to see that. My father went on after he and my mother broke up, divorced, went on and has had a successfully long relationship, marriage to a young lady now. And so I believe in second chances and starting up third chances, fourth chances. Hell, at this point, I probably would be the Elizabeth Taylor of the Black gay community because I am open to the idea of getting married again. Like I am. I'm open to that. I'm such a
And there's
hopeful
nothing
man.
wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm a hopeful
Yes.
man.
Nothing.
I love the idea of marriage and doing life together with someone. So even though I've done it before and it didn't work out, I'm willing to do it again.
Yeah.
Because I saw that as a child. I saw my parents start over and build successful lives after a terrible divorce.
Yeah. That's that hope. Hope.
Hope. There it
Hope.
is. Springs eternal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He said he gonna do it again.
I would. Yeah,
That's
I
right.
do it in the morning. Hey. Let me stop.
that's
See,
right.
see these two right here. These two.
We'll go with you. I think we're on you, Shane. Your question.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't
So
change.
my final question
Okay.
about love and relationships.
Mhm.
What celebrity is your number one crush?
Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. That's easy. Aaron Pierre. That's easy. And if I could choose a lady, Sanaa
Oh.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, she
Is you said celebrity
Yeah.
celebrity.
with what?
Whichever one you want. Whichever one you
Listen,
want.
I probably don't even know the porn name. But
Look,
listen,
look.
I try to make up one. Blue Magic. I'll tell you.
Now
Yeah,
I
I don't
know
know any
you know.
either.
No, I'm joking. You down there in Atlanta, you know them porn star names.
Yes, but see, that's the crazy part is I know them by their real name.
No,
So people be talking about porn stars. I be like, I ain't never heard of them. And then they show me who they talking about. I be like, oh,
oh,
that's Mario from down the street. I know them, they mama and they grandma.
their legal name.
Yeah.
You giving out the people
I be
government
like,
name.
yeah, who you talking about? Yeah, I know him. I know him. Yeah. We went to
Yeah.
school together.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But uh seriously, yeah. Y'all took me somewhere with that. What we at?
Celebrity. Who your celebrity crush?
Celebrity.
Oh,
Your number
celebrity.
one celebrity crush.
Non-porn.
Never once. Okay,
Non-porn.
not porn,
Non-porn
not
celebrity.
porn. Okay, so we got to go with the female. Oh my gosh, yeah, Rolling. I love Kelly.
Yes, yes. Definitely Kelly Rowland. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's a good
Listen, I don't care if she's singing. I don't care if she acting. Listen, and I don't know if y'all saw Mia Copa. Listen, when she was acting naked on that floor, listen, it took me to another place. I felt God all over my spirit. It's just, I was like, thank you. Yes, Lord. I had to rewind it a couple times. So yes, I absolutely love her. And
Uh-huh.
listen, last week I was talking about I can be attracted to you, but that don't mean I want to have sex with you. I did. So let me say this. I think, and some people don't really think that he's very attractive, but I just like his character. I love his intellect. I like how he's versatile in acting. He's able to do the US as well as the Britain, and that is Alba. Because I be saying it
Oh,
wrong. They be
Idris.
like, you can't
Idris
even
is on
say it.
here. Idris.
Yeah, yeah,
It just
him. Yeah, that one.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
think that
those,
he is absolutely amazing
yeah.
in his dialect, his presentation, everything. Absolutely amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
with you. What about yours, Shane?
All right. So mine is my number one celebrity crush is two people because it would be at the same time.
Oh, yes, sir.
And that would be
All right now.
Jodie Turner Smith and Morris Chestnut.
Morris, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. 113%. No questions asked.
Same time.
Same time.
My goodness.
I
Listen,
could get descriptive, but we might not be able to post
That's
that.
YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll say that for the after show.
The after show, I will give you
ah,
full description pictures. I have a 3D model of it.
okay. He already got the mouth. He
I
already
love
got the
Shane.
mouth.
I've already practiced it. I've already practiced it. How it's
You
gonna go.
done practice it. You done did it.
I've
You got the
practiced.
outline, everything.
Well,
It's
no,
all
I
together.
had two other people as stand-in, and we practiced all the things we're gonna do. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it was like a dress rehearsal and you had people
It was it
stand in
was a
for this
100% dress rehearsal. Yes, yes.
without the
Yeah.
dress.
There was no dresses. No,
No dressing at all.
no
There's no
dressing
need.
at all. Oh no. We had on birthday suits. We had on birthday
Ooh,
suits.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That I
Nobody's birthday though. It was nobody's birthday. No,
it was nobody's birthday.
no.
Hey,
A
listen.
lot of fun. A lot of fun. We got to know each other very well.
a lot of birthday cake was out. Yes, even
Hmm.
though it
No,
was
I
open
was just
birthday.
about to say the times.
Cake.
Oh, I had a lot of cake. I was just eating all kinds of cake. It was strawberry, peach.
Oh,
Mhm.
there.
There
Different
was even a
flavors.
sausage cake too, but that's
Huh.
another.
Y'all had ice stuff.
Oh, there was a lot of icing. I iced the cakes. I iced them personally, and I
Why do
put
you
like
stir him up like this? You
I
cannot
think
stir Shane up like this,
I think I had like
Bishop.
four different vats of icing that I put on
Okay.
the cakes,
Okay.
and it was on two
Okay.
separate cakes.
Okay.
And I think at one point I had my cake iced too. Yeah, it was.
Okay. Okay. All right. So not only are you a chiropractor, you're a baker too. You
I do bake. I do bake a lot.
ah, listen, a man of many talents.
I
Listen,
love Shane. I
I'm
love
a
Shane.
Renaissance man, baby. Renaissance man.
all that, all that, all
Everybody
that. So
wants Shane.
you
I'm
can
not
bake
one.
them, you can crack them, and you can rebuild them and make a figurine out of them. Boy, I'm
Look,
telling
hey,
you,
hey,
bad.
like they say, jack of all trades, master of all of them.
Master of all.
Amazing.
I do
Shane.
that.
Absolutely amazing. All right, y'all. So I got one more. I have one more. I got to know what is your biggest turn off in dating? What are three things? What are the three things that is your biggest turn off in dating? I gotta know that. Biggest three things. Let me see. You do look like you're ready to talk. You ready to
Yeah.
say it? Come on, Shane. Come on. Come on.
So for me, and this is me.
Mhm.
So if you do these things, I don't care because I'm not dating you. So for me, I have a big problem with people drug use, basically.
Ooh,
And
yes.
the reason I say that is drug use is very unpredictable and people tend to do things. And I'm not trying to be unalived because, you want to get high and you don't know where you're at, you black out, you don't know what's going on.
Right.
Another on the opposite side of that, not only just drug use, the second thing is excess drinking. People who drink in excess.
Mm-hmm.
Not going out, not having a little glass of wine
Mm-hmm.
or ocean spray. Or having a few drinks out with friends. But if you're on the path of alcoholism, that's a hard no for me. I would be your friend and try to help you out of that, but I could not date someone
Mm-hmm.
who said, I've done it before. I'll never do it again. I
I'm
will
with you.
never put myself in that situation ever again.
I'm with you.
Lastly is petty people who make it their life's work. Even though y'all parted ways, you go on about your life. They want to be petty and make your life worse or make other people's lives worse. And I'm like, we live in a world that's already hard enough. Why are you trying to make things worse for another person? It's like, even though like I've told my stories, I didn't mention any names because I don't want those people to have any negative repercussions for
Right.
anything I say. I don't
Absolutely.
want that. So yeah, if you're a petty person and you want to make things miserable for other people, no, just keep that misery to yourself. Misery loves company, but not on this side of the tree. So
Hmm.
mm,
I'm
yeah,
with you on this. So,
drugs, drinking, pettiness.
yeah. So my three would be definitely substance abuse as well, of any kind. So I'm lumping alcohol, drugs, anything that you do in excess, gambling, anything is a turn off. Poor hygiene. Like,
Mm.
Woo!
you don't use baby wipes? You ain't using the flushable wipes? I mean,
A
what
bidet.
fuck yes, like you ain't okay, no, we're not gonna make it. And then thirdly, unkindness. And I know that sounds really crazy, but you ever been out on a date with somebody and they order the food and they're really rude and nasty to the waitress? Or
Yes.
anybody that's serving them, they use it as an opportunity to feel like the big guy or want to go off and stuff.
Yes.
Like that's such a turn off to me. Like
Yes.
unkind people, I don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I think y'all named just about all mine because I was thinking about the hygiene. Because listen, I'm a affectionate person. First of all, how I'ma kiss you your birthday? If it hit me before I get there, it's over with. It's over with. So your hygiene got to be right. And if you rush past me or sit down and your sit down air don't smell right, no, I can't do nothing with that.
Wait, what
But
you call
you
this?
let me put my
What kind of air is that, give this?
Sit down.
you sit down air. You sit down. It
I'm so done with you tonight.
you
You are
know,
cutting up.
the sit down air got to be right. You
I'm
know,
using that.
it,
I'm using that from here on out.
yeah, yeah. Make sure you sit down air right. Cause we
Oh
got
my god.
time for this. So that's a pet peeve of mine. Let me
Oh
find
my
out
god.
your sit down air. I'm getting up. I'm gone. It ain't nothing to talk about. It's over with.
Hey, Bishop, hey, Bishop, what happens when the sit down air don't match their face?
Oh, it is over.
Oh,
Listen, you
yeah.
look beautiful, you look attractive, you're handsome, sex, all them type, and then you sit down and then it pop up like that. It just changed everything. Everything. You're not even attractive no more. You
Mm-mm.
you
Yep.
look like Nanny McPhee before she lost the moles and all the kind of stuff on her face. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't work. So you gotta have that. And I absolutely don't like rudeness either, Albie.
Yeah.
I was I was courting someone. We weren't dating yet, but I was courting someone. We went out to breakfast. Oh my God, they were so rude. And I called my friend when I got home. I was like, listen, it ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work. They was like, wow. I was like, they were just rude. They didn't have to be rude at all. At all. It wasn't that serious. I was like, well, we'll give it no. And no, we didn't make it. That
Yeah.
person transitioned. So I kind of feel bad that I didn't what he did, but they transitioned and stuff. But
Oh
they was
wow.
rude anyway. So anyway, it wouldn't go work with me.
Yeah, that is just I hate to see when people are being mean and nasty to other people.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. All right, so let me ask, since you asked one more question, let me give you guys one more question. Quickly, briefly describe your perfect date. If your partner was going to like really wow you for a night or maybe an overnight, what would that look like? Bishop Q, we'll start with you first.
My perfect date, I think it would be
And don't you
I
say
guess
no
if I
Bible
took
study or revival night service. It better not be
oh
nothing.
no, that ain't no perfect date right there. Now if we go on our knees now, I'm just saying
That's that
I
that's
don't
what
think you were talking about that though.
that's what I'm
But
talking about.
anyway, perfect day. I would like to go to a destination that I've never been to before. Just kind of like just go there with just that person. And I think because most of the time I'm always surrounded by family. I'm surrounded by my crew, my team, my I'm always surrounded by people. But if I could just go to a place that that I don't do ministry in, that I don't work in, one of those places that's just kind of off from that and just with that person, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. And if they can't afford that, listen, just being alone with them in a setting where it's just us is just amazing.
I want that for you. I want you to have as many
That's beautiful.
wonderful, amazing experiences that don't require you to have to be in wearing no titles, being in charge of nothing, where you could just be free to be happy and be loved the way you deserve to be loved. I want that for you. You deserve that, Bishop. You really do, because you are really
Mm,
one of the sweetest, most kindest, giving people I know. And I would want somebody to give that back to you tenfold. Yeah. What about you?
So A, it would be an overnight. B, I would say
Of course, it
I
would
would
be
say
on that.
actually the perfect date, it would be very simple. It would be expensive, but it would be very, very simple.
Okay.
So I'm thinking like we go to a nice 5-star Michelin restaurant because you know the
Ooh,
food will bang. And
she's
then
so
afterwards, we
bougie. She's so bougie.
I'm a Leo. That's what we do. And then after that, we would go to any kind of a play or performance, not a movie, an
Mhm.
actual live performance would be the next step.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then we can end the night at my place, my new house. Once I buy my house next year or this year, maybe this year.
Yeah.
Once I buy the house, we end up in my place, and we don't have to do the back cracking. We will turn on maybe some Netflix and just cuddle on the couch and watch TV and just chill and be in each other's.
I call
Uh,
BS. I call BS. I know you.
Me
There
too.
won't be no
Me
just
too.
Netflixing and just
okay,
Listen,
okay, okay, fine,
no.
fine, fine, fine. So after we cuddle, and
okay.
halfway through the movie, we won't notice that the Netflix thing comes on saying, "Hey, are you still
Are you
watching?"
still
Because we'll
Are
be.
you
watching?
still wa-
So yes, we will be in that state of backcracking and icing cakes.
Yeah.
So that's the perfect date.
Oh, I love it.
Expensive food, a nice entertainment, and more.
Wow. But I love it. Yeah, I love it. You own it. So my perfect date would be because I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm like you, Bishop, in the sense like a new adventure. Take me away overnight somewhere, do something that I've never done before, something fun, something entertaining, like a jazz show. Like one of my best dates was going to a live jazz performance here in the city in like this really hole in the wall place that when you went downstairs into it, it was beautiful and amazing. It had lights and chandeliers. Like and what made it so special, it was the aesthetics because it was a really nice spot. It was great music, but I'd never known about this place. I discovered a new place. It was the adventure of that. So that's my kind of perfect date. And of course, what we do after that is also part of the perfect date as well, of course.
Listen, y'all, we have appreciated all of this love in the Love Lounge as we have wind down with love with our men here. It has been absolutely amazing. Of course, y'all, we did miss our coach Shanita, but listen, it
Yeah.
was the men's night, so we had a good time with our men's night. So I want to encourage all of our men. Listen, think about some of the stuff we talked about.
Yeah.
Experience it, embrace it, and all that kind of stuff and watch how your love change for you. Watch it, watch it, watch it.
Watch it.
What you gotta say about that, coach?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid of love. Don't be afraid to love yourself in new and meaningful ways, and do not be afraid to love other people. Whatever love looks like for you, however you desire that, believe in that, continue to hold out hope for that, and move towards that. Make steps towards the fulfillment and satisfaction that you want to get out of love because you deserve it. You deserve love.
You
Yeah.
deserve love.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, and we have our guests here. Listen, we gotta let our guests say something to our people.
Yes.
Come on, guest Shane.
All
Give
right, to
us
the
some
people,
last little remarks.
I will say this as to what Albie and Quinn have been saying, loving yourself is paramount.
Yeah.
Is actually, you know what? It's the ultimate. It's not just the penultimate. It's the one thing that you have to do. You
Mhm.
have to love yourself first in order to find the love that you want.
Mhm.
One thing I've always said is a lot of times people say, well, I like this person, I like that person. If you see someone, they're elevated, they're doing the things, and they have everything in life that you want, you know, become that person. Become that person.
Yeah.
Be that person. Be that person who can help others. Be that person who wants to help others.
Mhm.
Be a positive person and
Right.
look in yourself with positivity so that you can spread that around, swish it around, make icing with it. And you can just, sorry. You can spread your icing. You can spread that love, and it will make. It's just makes you feel so good when you have that positivity in you, and you can like just spread it around. I just spread that goodness and let everybody know. You know what? I love me. You gonna love you. We gonna make it work.
Absolutely.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Shane, for that. Listen, Shane, for a minute, because y'all know how my mind goes. When he said it just feel good to spread it, I was like, ha! Listen, So, but
You
I'm
gotta
so
watch
glad
Shane. You gotta watch Shane because he used them. Yeah, yeah.
you got to read between the
He read
lines.
between the
What
lines.
you hear, that's really what you hear.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
we are so grateful, Shane, that you came out to join us. Like I said,
Thank you,
you were
Shane.
here in the first season of the
Yeah,
Love Lounge as a guest, as a supporter. So
yes,
we were so happy to have you back here on the second season on our YouTube channel. And you know you
right.
got to come
Yes,
back.
yes.
Got to come back. Absolutely. Listen, y'all. Well, it's almost time for us to get out of here. As we said, Coach Anita has tonight off, but she will be back with us very, very soon. Also, listen, y'all. Be on the watch out for the ladies' night. It is coming very, very
It
soon.
is. That's
It is
right.
coming very soon. Yes. So we are planning that tonight. We had it with the gentleman, but it's coming very, very soon. So we look
Nice.
forward to seeing y'all here on the Love Lounge. So
Yes.
listen, y'all. We got to get out of here. We love y'all. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing at all. So y'all be on the checkout for our flyers and things that we got coming up and our next topics. All right, until next time, y'all, we got to get out of here. Bye, y'all.